Riley, Nye, and I are in New York City to celebrate Pride and my birthday.
The Pride event in New York City is a huge march that celebrates LGBT people. Thousands of people parade down the street, and there's lots of music, lots of food, and it's a lot of fun.
After taking the train to New York City, we finally arrived at our hotel and are ready to explore.
No, technically we're not supposed to be walking.
We have 5 seconds. Did you know that?
Pedestrians
After it
still
goes to
have the
0.
right of way. Hi.
Ah, beautiful. Where are you from?
Yeah, no, thank you.
No. Oh my God, she thought you were a kid.
When that character approached me in Times Square, it made me feel a little weird, but I'm so used to it. She approached me because I look like a child. There's no doubting that. But she also approached me because she was trying to make a quick buck. She grabbed my hand.
Yeah, I can't believe you gave it to her. Or she grabbed it.
This weekend we have a lot planned. We have meeting with Stacey for your fashion design, going fabric shopping, birthday stuff, and then Pride.
Hi, Stacey.
Oh, hey.
How are you?
How are you?
Good, how are you? Since Nye and I decided to start a fashion line for little people, we did some research and reached out to a fashion consultant for her expertise.
Do you want to grab a coffee before we start? Do you guys want something?
Stacey is a fashion designer, costume designer. Her involvement as of right now is mainly going to be mentor/consultant. She is basically going to be someone who can help us along, teach us what we need to know. She has a pattern maker. She has everything that you would need to start that fashion line. And Nye and I, we have the ideas. We have the time that Stacey doesn't have to develop this line. Do you guys have like caramel macchiatos, basically?
I can do something similar.
Okay, yeah. Can I get a medium iced version of that?
I was immediately attracted to this idea, and I could not wait to hear more. They came into my studio, and it was an immediate, like, electric fireworks. She was awesome, and to me, I see her as a little person. I think she's adorable and beautiful and terrific.
Am I doing this right? I can't see
You
it.
put it right in there.
I was like,
I think there's do the top slot in there. There's a fake one almost.
a what?
There, see that top part?
Oh, okay.
go.
Yeah. I was like, I can't see anything.
I know, I was gonna, help you, but you seem like you're very efficient.
While ordering coffee, I couldn't reach the buttons on the machine. I usually do travel with someone because of these situations, because we live in a world that's not short. But if I wasn't with someone, either the employee of the place would have helped me out, or I would have climbed their little building. Hi.
What did you get?
I got you lemonade.
Iced coffee.
This is you.
Thank you so much.
You're
Yeah.
welcome.
After getting coffee in the park, we're heading to a fabric store to get some samples.
So maybe I'll start with the mood board. Obviously, it's hard to find clothing, which is a good thing because it's a problem we want to solve. Which is always what you want to have when you start.
After talking to Stacey a little bit about the fashion line, she created a mood board and did some research about what is necessary for little people.
I felt that you had this really big personality and super cool, like you have tattoos and you have like piercings, and so I feel like that should be expressed.
Yeah.
And you're edgy.
She's like, hell yeah.
And you're more like classic, but like with an edge.
Yeah.
Am I right?
She can be edgy. Because I've been in contact with Stacey, I knew a couple things that were gonna be on the mood board, so I knew what to expect. I didn't know that she put swatches on it, so I liked some of the swatches she put on it, and I liked how she put some swatches on it that I was like, no, this is a no-go, because I want to know what we don't want to work with more than what we want to work with. Stretch fabric works really well for little people because they're all disproportionate in some way or another. And so sometimes they have bigger hips and a bigger trunk, and then sometimes they have a bigger torso. So having a stretch fabric that can work with both kind of forms and then multiple different forms of dwarfism is very beneficial. There's thousands of forms of dwarfism. The most common form of dwarfism is achondroplasia, and the most noticeable difference between achondroplasia and pituitary or proportional dwarfism is the fact that achondroplasia, they do have thicker limbs and they have a thicker trunk and a thicker torso, and then their limbs are usually disproportionate. Waistline is really important for like little people because each little person has a different waistline. Like,
Yes.
people with achondroplasia have a different waistline than me because they have spacing in between their ribs and their hips. And then they sometimes have a larger chest area, or they have a thinner chest area. And then there's some forms of dwarfism where their organs are the same size as their age. So like if they're 29, they have 29-year-old organs, like the same size as a 29-year-old, but in a 4-foot body. Right. So then they have that stomach that goes outward, and I don't want to damage them by making them put on tighter clothing. So that's why everything needs that stretch. Everything needs to be kind of adjustable in fabric, so that way if they need more fabric, they can have it.
Okay.
We actually have an idea for, it's a really bad picture.
It's okay. I think your sketches look amazing.
Her sketches.
No.
Naya and I had worked on sketches that we wanted to show Stacey. I showed you the jacket before, where we do the jean jacket and then a cutout with lace and all that stuff, and then fringe. And then we were thinking,
Which one did I have? I don't remember.
I don't know if do you have a just plain jacket, or do you have the suit jacket?
I think
And then
so
her
my
cutouts.
cutouts, I didn't have time to draw, are on the sides here and on the waist here.
Naya's such a clean artist. It's low-key annoying.
Speaking of like a motor kind of look, imagine a jumpsuit. Over here, you could turn it into a romper or make it longer.
Love.
Naya's like, I put little butterflies and buttons and like, look at this. This could be a snafu and stuff. And I'm like, it's too pretty. This is not the pretty phase. This is how I sew my straps in. Like these were all normal adult size, and I just took it and went down.
Okay.
So if every strap has to be kind of adjustable. Yeah. Okay. And then I just took it in on the sides. So like if we made everything kind of adjustable, it would make it a little easier, and then it wouldn't do this whole bunching look.
Okay.
As long as everything is like adjustable, not taking away fabric, it's hiding the fabric will be good.
Yeah, I'm gonna think about all this adjusting, but I love the stretchy. This would be a great dress.
Yeah, this is a
and it
good
would be a great
stretch.
romper. I love it.
It was an adult shirt.
This is amazing that you are doing this.
I'm definitely excited to go swatch like hunting, and yeah, I think this is like your golden ticket zone.
I think it's gonna be a great experience.
It'll be
definitely.
fun.
So we're right here.
Yep.
After you.
Okay.
I love this place.
For an actual launch of the fashion line, I would like to start with more basic stuff because the little people community and anyone who has a hard time finding clothes in general can't find the basic stuff.
So we're looking for stretch knits, a lot of knits.
Okay.
Abstract prints.
Definitely have a lot of knits. So
yeah, and also like the mesh.
Mesh,
Okay.
lining, sheer.
Neoprene, stretch, like, but lots of like 4-way stretch.
Gotcha. So a lot of our 4-way stretch is actually going to be upstairs, like more aisle 1-ish. Well, when the girls walked in, I would have assumed that Sean's age would have been like maybe 10, 11 at max kind of thing. She's 22. I'm 22. That's so amazing. I did not know that. So that's actually really surprising.
This thing is bigger than you. Oh my God, don't die.
It's like on its own fabric.
Yeah, I'm just gonna turn it.
Yeah, there we go. Fabric spools are tall and heavy, and the height difference between me and the spools is probably 2 of me, maybe more than 2 of me.
Whatever you see that like inspires you, I would just swatch, get information on, because you just might get inspired.
An adapting fashion line, it's a fashion line that's adaptable for not the average human being. You know, little people. The inspiration behind the fashion line that Naya and I are working on is my clothing struggle and the struggle that little people in general run into every day. So I'm not a fan of this. Like, it doesn't fit my body. This is something I'm extremely passionate about because, I mean, look at me. Like, I'm short. I struggle with clothing. I know other people that struggle with clothing. And it's something that's needed because it's a human necessity to have clothing. And it makes you comfortable to have clothing that fits you right and looks proper on you. And as a little person, almost everything I buy does not look proper on me.
Do you like this? It feels very...
I don't mind this,
yeah,
but
I don't love the spandex
you can't do this on the bottom.
So let's stay away. Let's just like get what you love, you know?
There's fabrics that work for little people personally and that don't, because we do sometimes have larger torsos, or we have thicker torsos and thicker legs and thicker hips.
These are probably going to be your best friends. These have more of the stretch to them.
You need breathable, stretchy fabrics that can work with almost any body type.
Like, what would you want to start with? And I would say keep it simple, just to start.
I think out of the three of us, Shona's probably the most fashionable. I feel like Shona's style changes. She can be like edgy one day, then she can be like this soft valley girl another day, where she's just like, hi, I'm here.
My fashion style is flexible.
Yeah.
That's a good word.
She's just high fashion in all the categories.
I think she fits all the fads. I think you're fatty.
Where, Shona?
Fad.
You're fatty.
Yeah. I'm gonna disagree on both ends.
I think you're fatty.
I think you just can't do like a tomboy-esque one, really.
Yeah, I couldn't pull what Riley wears off.
Most can't.
Yeah.
Did you like something like this too? Like this
Mind
netty
that.
one?
I mean, it's just a matter of...
we need to find something a little more interesting maybe, or is it?
We could like come back and get more if necessary and then dye it and then find other alternatives very similar.
So maybe we go with white. I mean, it's really just go with all of the tones. Yeah. So this all works together. I feel like that's kind of cool.
Like we just want to do something. Riley wanted to go home.
I was very overwhelmed and out of my element, and we were there for what I felt like was forever. We were in one aisle, I swear. We stayed in one aisle the entire time.
Well,
so I was like, we can go now. We've seen all of this aisle.
I will admit, we were there a lot longer than I thought we would be. Are you looking at that?
I found shiny.
What can you do with that?
I can look at it.
The next step for this fashion line is maybe potentially getting more fabrics if necessary, but using the liner and the fabric we bought to make samples. I do feel a bit overwhelmed, but we will see how it goes, and it's one day at a time.
This is better than a candy store.
Today we are celebrating Shona's birthday in a well-known restaurant in New York City.
I will be turning 23 years old.
Let's catch a cab. The light's about to change.
Yeah, if there's a cab coming, Nye.
I mean, we could stand here and look. We just gotta be careful because there's a bus
Have
stop.
y'all ever caught a cab?
No. I don't feel any different about turning 23. It's a little weird, I guess you could say. Mentally maturing, emotionally maturing, but not physically getting older and maturing. But when I look in the mirror, I see my age. And anyone who looks at me and doesn't see my age just needs to talk to me, and then they'll see it too.
Usually my dad does it for me. It's an adult thing to do, but I guess we're adults now.
This is not a short person thing. I was reluctant to try to hail a cab because you had to be in the middle of the road to do it. And I'm small, and they already don't see people. So why would they see a small human? I would just went, boop.
Well, there's one coming out. He's turning.
Yep, he's turning.
Great.
This is why no one takes cabs in New York City.
Everyone's watching us trying to hail this cab.
I know, because we're failing.
Yeah, miserably. I'm just gonna stand here. Sir, please help us.
I say we just walk there.
With the girls away, it is a little
Concerning.
concerning. Yeah, it's a big city.
This will give them a lot of experience. Hopefully they'll be aware of their surroundings and
I won't do anything stupid.
Oh, what about this?
Here. Nice, Nye.
I wasn't looking. Were you looking?
After you, punks.
Going. Hi. And you have the money.
We did it. 1991 Broadway, please.
Hey, there's that patty. They're actually
just put it right here in this
they're
box.
VHS tapes in here.
Trash.
Oh,
Trash.
that's trash.
What the heck was that?
But look, aren't these worth money?
Trash.
You sure they're not worth money?
Trash. The girls are in New York City, so we're enjoying a kid-free weekend. So while the girls are away, we're gonna take this free time to clean up our basement.
Time to tackle the dungeon.
What's the plan?
Yeah, I'll get there. A lot of these are clothes.
Whose clothes?
The girls' clothes.
Why do we have them?
I don't know.
The dungeon is the unfinished part of the basement.
Yeah.
It's where our laundry and where kind of we've stuffed Dad's stuff. I try to avoid going into the dungeon because it's cold and has spiders.
I go into the dungeon at least once a week to do laundry, so I don't avoid that.
Yeah.
There's no avoiding it. It's a part of our life.
I don't like it.
Yeah, it's a little scary.
See, all that stuff gets used.
What do we got to do with this?
We can use that later.
No.
Patty and I have been together a long time, and we've accumulated a lot of stuff. We're going on 20 years we're going to be married.
Yeah, 20.
20 years. I'm Shona and Tara's stepfather, but I'm Riley's biological father.
I was with Shona and Tara's dad for approximately 4 years. After that ended, I met Mark. The girls were like 4 and 2 when Mark stepped into our lives. It was definitely a selling point that Shona and Tara took to Mark like they did.
Oh,
Riley?
there's this.
Hold on.
While we're cleaning out the basement, we're separating the girls' items and putting them in boxes because they said they'd like to move out soon.
What's she gonna do with all this stuff?
She don't know how to use it.
Shauna has accumulated a lot of appliances.
She's been collecting them for a number of years.
Yes.
She's got 2 coffee makers, and she's allergic to coffee.
Just put it straight in here.
Is that a juicer?
Yeah, it's a juicer.
Never used before.
I didn't stockpile appliances. I was gifted appliances as gifts. It's not really my fault, but it's fine. I'm just gonna take it all with me and my kitchen's gonna be set when I eventually move out.